Hello, this is Ashley, and this is a Blackboard Basics video on creating content and tabs that are easily accessible to make sure that they're visible to anybody who is accessing your page. So, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to jump right into creating content for the tabs on the side that you see here. So, if I click this plus button here, that is the hub and the home to where you're going to add content. You see modular page, blank page, tool, link, web link, class link. But really, the one thing that you always want to do and to make it really simple and easy for you is to just add a content area page. If I add a content area page, from there, I'll either be able to put multiple pieces of content on that page, or if I just want it to be one piece of content, that's fine. But I can be able to place any of these same options on a content area page. So that is what I want you to focus on. So again, I'm gonna click the plus sign, and when I click content area, the very first thing you absolutely must do is click available to users. If you create this page, you give it a name, whatever you want it to be, and you do not make it available to users by clicking that button, no matter what you do, sorry, I can't spell over here, having a moment, trying to talk and spell at the same time. Is that how we spell it? Yes, it is. Okay. So no matter what you do, it won't be able to be accessible to anyone. So you would have created all that content for naught, and you'd have to actually go in, copy paste it onto another page that is available to users. So rule of thumb, click that box every time. Hit submit once you have named it what you would like to. And over here on the side, I can actually grab it and reposition it to where I would like it to be. If you really want to get fancy, you can add a divider, and that divider will just create a little block here. And so let's say I want my help information or certain tabs to be below the dividing link. There we go. I can put it below. And that's just an organizational piece. If that's something you're interested in, that's how you would do it. Getting back to creating content within a tab, once you've made the tab, you will know if there's nothing on it if you notice an empty box to the right of that particular tab. So we need to put content on the page. So I'm going to click on language arts. And it takes me here, and I see that I have all the capabilities to put anything on that I want. So we're going to stay basic here. You can explore any of the options that you would like to, but the ones that you're going to more typically use will be under building content. Item is if you just want to put information there, if you want to add a video, add a picture, or just information for students or families, that's what you would click. And then from there, you can go, you can just do a straight video link or web link, but I'll show you a couple different options that we'll put in for the basics that you would need to know. So I'm going to add an item. I give it a moment. I decide what I would like to name this item. So I'm going to put in homework. And then here, I'll put whatever blurb or information I would like to say or state about homework. And then maybe I go in and then I want to add an image for students, or I recorded a video of myself doing something and I want to upload it. Or if you also want to find videos on YouTube, you can click on the little button that says mashup. I'll go back to it, but you would put in the information. Looks like I clicked image. So sorry, you would click here where it says mashup. And under mashup, you would decide if you wanted to choose YouTube or whatever. I chose YouTube. You search the video here and find one to input. Right now, there's an issue that keeps popping up an error code for me, but typically you would search a video that you'd be interested in having students watch, and you could embed it directly on the page within here. So once I have the information that I want here, usually visuals are always nice to accompany, so I'm going to add a picture. I'm going to choose a random screenshot from my desktop. Let's pick this guy this time. Okay. And then I'm going to insert. Okay. And there's the image that I added. So this is, again, is just so that you have the understanding or the idea of how you want to place content. I can look down. I want to make sure permit users to view this content. Yes, I can track the number of views. You can choose to do that or not. That is up to you. If you want to get super fancy, you can select date and time that you want it to display until, or you do not want it to display. And then you click submit. Once you click submit, it shows you here the information that you placed. Now, one thing that I do also want to show you is that for each page, so up here where it says language arts, I can click this down arrow and I can choose to show icons only or show text only. So I'll show you what that looks like. And that's really, it comes to a preference thing. But if I click show icon only, it only will show the icon. And a lot of teachers ask, well, hey, what if I want to change it from that little folder piece? You can't do that. The icon is already pre-chosen, but that is an option here. I typically like to use the icon just because it organizes it a little bit better in a grid format, so I don't have to continue to scroll down the page. I'm going to build a little more content in so you can see a couple more pieces on here so you can see what it would look like. If I want to just add a web link, let's say I want students to be able to access dictionary.com. So I'm going to put in dictionary. I go up to my Omnibox in my web browser and I type in dictionary.com. I copy the official link up here, however you want to do it. This is just the simplest for me. Copy. And then I go back and I paste it in my URL section. And then that's it. That's all I have to do. If I really want to write a description, I can. I typically do not. So then you have the same options here. Well, actually, it's a little bit different for a web link. You can choose for it to open in a new window or not. I typically say yes to open in a new window. That way it makes it easy to navigate between content on the particular Blackboard page versus outside sites. Hit submit. And give it a moment. Computer's a little slow today. But the icon looks a little bit different when it's a web link, but there's the information there. So again, you're able to add in different pieces. If you want to get fancy, make assignments or tools, you can really navigate those things in the same way. But again, the basics are usually an item or a web link that you would place on your page and go from there. So one thing that I always like to do is I like to click the student view so that I'm able to keep track of what I'm doing, what I'm creating. Is it saving? Am I doing it right? What will students see? So it always will take me to my entry point. And from my entry point, I look to the side and I'm able to see the tabs. Now, I may be able to see the tabs, but there's one thing I want to make sure that you do so that if public users are accessing your site, whether it's just through the class catalog on Blackboard and not a student logging in, that your permissions are set so that anyone can view it and not get an error message on your page. Really simple to do. I'm exiting back out. Give it a moment. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay, so over here on the side where you have the arrows, so for example, I'm not currently using discussions. So for this particular thing, side note, I'm just going to hit a hide link. When you know the link has been hidden is when you see a little arrow through a box to the right on that tab. Now, if I want to make sure tabs are available to guests, I need to permit guests. If you have checked the box when you added that tab and you click permit guests, that will make sure that when somebody's going to class catalog and they're just accessing your page, they are able to get to it. So if you also see it will say, then I can deny guests or I can permit parents. Parents is if a parent decided that they wanted to have their own login to Blackboard, which they can. They don't need it at all by any means, but they can choose to. To make it easy so that you don't have any permission issues, you also click permit parents. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions or concerns or have, you want to try some more advanced features, you can reach out to me at craiga@lmsd.org. That is CRAIGA at lmsd.org.